Hey, what's up, everybody? Another great episode of Fourth Person Point of View, baby. Got a great video for y'all today. So, I went to a gas station one day. I was headed to the mall and I was on E. So, I stopped by this gas station to get some gas, right? So, I noticed the guy's accent sounded like it was from another place, and I asked him where he was from, and he told me he had came from New Jersey. And so, he moved down south to to run a gas station, right? So I was like, man, you moved all the way down south to run a gas station. Now, this gas station was in a poor neighborhood. It was in the it was like surrounded by projects and I guess you could say you had poor houses within this community too. So you had a project on one side, like two-story. Then you had like uh houses right behind that were where a lot of poor people lived. So, and a lot of them were single parents, uh, unemployed. Most of the men over there were unemployed as well. So he kind of chuckled. He told me his dad owned like 20 gas stations, right? And so his daddy told him he wanted him to come to this one particular gas station because it was going to be a lot of money and they didn't want to hire somebody. And he said he told his daddy, man, I'm not going all the way down there to work in that gas station. So he said his daddy set him down, right? And broke it down to him. Said he broke it down and told him how they was going to make their money. So he said his dad told him, we're not going to get a lot of money uh, from everybody, but the people there, we're gonna take all they change and make a lot of money. So I put this slide deck together to show y'all what he showed me. And bear with me because I'm recording on my computer and I've never recorded on here before. So yeah. So here we go. Here we go. Well, bear with me here. Uh, okay, that's why it's not moving. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. So he told me in this neighborhood, most of the people wake up in the morning about 9, 9:30, and they want to smoke something. So I got Swiss Sweets on here. So he told me what they would do. They would come up there with change, right? And spend a dollar and some change. You got to buy a lot of these Swisher Sweet packs are 99 cents. And he said some people would actually buy the Swisher sweets that were in in the plastic wrapper. So he said usually that was the routine. They come up there, they buy that, uh, they go back home, smoke a blunt. So I told you, he said they wake up about 9:30, right? They smoke that blunt. They gonna get finished about what, 10:30. They gonna sit down for a little while. What they gonna want to do, he said he don't know why, but for some reason they want to smoke a cigarette. They don't have money to, well, I'm not gonna say they don't have money. They don't want to take their money and buy a pack of cigarettes. So what do? He said they come up to the store, they want to buy a single cigarette. They buy these loosies right here. They buy these loose cigarettes, and this is not his store right here. I just got this offline. So I asked him, I said, how much do you sell your cigarettes for? He said 50 cents. So for whatever reason, I'm assuming it's because they poor or resources are limited, they come up there and they buy a 50-cent cigarette. He said he will sell you a cigarette for, if you have a quarter, he'll give you one, 30 cent, 35 cent, but nothing cheaper than 25 because there is a federal law saying you cannot sell single cigarettes. And if you remember, this is what old boy in New York was harassed by the cops for. I think Eric Gardner was his name. Yeah, he was selling loose cigarettes. So apparently, there's I'm not gonna say a lot of money from that perspective, but this guy here had a convenience store. So he was getting the cigarettes at the wholesale price anyway. And he was breaking them down, selling them individually for these people because they were poor. So he told me usually uh he got 50 cent for them. Because the only way you would get them for 30 cents if you was a normal customer, and he just felt like, okay, you ain't got the money. So he'd give you a cigarette for 30 cent, 35 cent. But so 50 cent was the normal price, right? So he said he had $10 matches, the little pack of matches you can buy. He said, I'm sorry, 10 cent. I think I said $10. So you buy the 10-cent matches, right? That he kept right there. So you got your 50-cent cigarette and you got your $10. I'm at 10-cent match. So you take that 10-cent match. If you couldn't afford a 10-cent match, he said he had one lighter that he would strike for you and let you light your cigarette. But he didn't let people just take random lighters and strike them because, of course, it would be a used lighter and that would mess up his little inventory on it, right? So he would have these Lucy's right there, and most of the people he said smoke Newports. That's the brand that these people in this neighborhood smoke, right? So you got your 50-cent cigarette. Keep going. He said what happens? They take that cigarette, right? They go back to their house, apartment, and they're gonna get the munchies. Cause now it's about 12 o'clock, right? They don't have no food, or at least who knows? I'm not even gonna get into that. But he said they get the munchies. So they walk back up to that store with some change. They come to get these chips right here. These are 50-cent chips. He showed them to me in the store. Uh, this is only gonna be a few bites. I remember when I was a kid, my mom would buy these chips here, and we would it's what we would eat. Or when I played baseball as a kid, these are the chips that parents bought for the after game snacks. These little 50-cent chips here. So he said they come up there and get these chips, right? You get you some chips, of course you're gonna want something to drink, right? So they had these sodas right here. You got your 50-cent chips and your 50-cent soda. Of course, you got to pay taxes, but taxes were not too much uh, in this city right here. In this city right here. This is a major African American city. Like this is big. This ain't no small town. This is a big city. And this area surrounding that store, It was a lot of people there. You probably had, hmm, you had thousands of people there. But follow me here. You come up there and you buy your 50-cent chips and your 50-cent soda. You got your a little snack for over $1 plus the taxes. All right, now we here, right? This right here he called the Friday night special. And I was like, okay, Friday night special. So he had these earrings right here in a glass case. He said on Friday night, guys and women, but mostly guys, come up here and they buy these earrings. And he had a few different sizes, but he had mainly the little uh size like you see right here at 9 millimeter. And he's selling for $10. He has some bigger ones, but you know those uh big ass earrings like this that that some people wear, they was like 20 bucks. But he said his money maker was the like the 9 millimeter size here. That was about $10. He said he kept them in stock. He sold them like hotcakes. Now, every Friday, guys would buy them and women would buy them too. But he said they didn't buy them every Friday because some people would keep them. But eventually, before that month was over, they was gonna come buy some more because either they lost them at home or they lost them at the club. So this is the Friday night special. Once you get your earrings, what else is they gonna try to buy? They gonna buy them a crispy, icy white T-shirt. They're poor, so they don't have a lot of money to go to the mall and buy no, no fly outfit. But you take this right here, and he had red, blue, green, yellow, and white. He had more white than anything. It's a $10 T-shirt. So that's why he called it the Friday night special. You get your $10 T-shirt with your $10 pair of earrings, and you good. So you following me now? Every day, these people, they buy something to roll up a blunt with. They come back later, they buy them a cigarette, they buy them some chips, and they buy them a soda. He said they do this every single day. Now, the Friday special is the $10 earrings and the $10 T-shirt. Follow me here. So he told me, and this is what his daddy had broke down before he ever came to this store, roughly. So he had an estimated profit per person, right? So, like I just said, the cigar, about $1 per day. You got your cigarette, that Lucy, 50 cent per day. Then you got the snacks, 50 cent per day. You got the soda, 50 cent per day. They do that every day. Then you factor in the Friday night special, the $10 earrings and the $10 T-shirt, right? So estimated weekly profit per one person is $37.50. Most of this $37.50 comes to him in the form of change, quarters, dimes, nickels, you name it. He said he had so much change he had to go to the bank and excuse me, he had to go to the bank and deposit the change because he accumulated so much. He didn't get a lot of cash. And I said, wow, man, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, he said most of it came in change, which is what his daddy told him. But this change is adding up, right? So the estimated weekly profit was about $37.50, give or take, per person. Then I told you this is a major city here in the South that he was located in. So he said if at least 300 people in that community, well, hold on, if at least 300 people will come to the store, but they have that same pattern. So 300 people times $37.50, right? What we at? $11,250 per week. Per week now. And that's with a minimum of 300 people. That's on cigars, uh, chips, soda, T-shirts, and earrings. That's not counting the gas and the candy bars and Cokes and Pepsi, Gatorade. He sold all that too. Then, of course, he sold alcohol. But this little bit right here, so that's where he got this from. It was like kind of like the guaranteed money. 300 times 37, you got $11,250 per week. That's $45,000 per month. That is $540,000 per year. Like I said, not including the other products. Man, this guy just made $540,000 in change, basically, off of cigars, 50-cent chips, 50-cent sodas, and Lucy single cigarettes. If anybody in that neighborhood had good sense, they could pull their resources together. They could sell cigarettes and Swisher Sweets and probably make $175,000 a year themselves. And that's by cutting him cutting him out the equation and selling the damn cigarettes for 25 cents and uh selling the chips for what, 30? You can probably sell those sodas right there for 35, 45 cents. I mean, all you got to do is go to Sam's and buy them by the bulk. And that's all he's doing. He's getting them at wholesale. So his profit is super good. I just thought that was kind of funny how you take a poor neighborhood where the women are most of the women are single parents, most of the guys are poor, no education. And keep in mind, most of these people have kids. If the kids don't smoke, they still come in that store and follow the pattern, he said, and that's by that 50-cent chips and that 50-cent soda. They do it in the morning before school, they do it after school, and they bring change. And the adults in that area that uh come through every day, they they uh they get to change some way, somehow. But this is their daily routine. And he said he just sit there and collect coin by coin, quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. You bring it, I'll take it. And I was like, man, that is crazy. So when people talk about the poor black community don't have money, yeah, y'all do. You got money. You just not putting your resources together and coming up with a plan. But y'all got money. It's funny. This I mean, man, I mean, just think about it. $540,000 per year just off those four or five little items right there. So at the end of the day, he's balling. He's making top dollar. He's making top dollar. Then he said his daddy had 20 stores, and all the stores are in poor neighborhoods, the majority of them. He said they go where Quick Trip and what Valeria, 7-Eleven, uh, Pilot, they go where all these stores won't go. Because in 7-Eleven's mind, the neighborhood is too dangerous and the money is going to come too slow because enough people are over there, they don't have income as far as like reporting taxes. But what they do is they come get change, and I guess they walk around the neighborhood and ask this person for a quarter, that person for a quarter. They bringing all these nickels and dimes together, and he's just collecting, man. I just think it's an interesting story. So sometimes when you're looking at people who look like they don't have nothing, somebody will sit back and find a way to exploit you. And if they can exploit you for the crumbs you have, that says a lot about economics and the uh, the way one group of people think versus the way a group of poor black people in the hood think. That's crazy. I mean, I don't understand. Well, I do understand. Like, why y'all not having meetings and shit saying, hey, let's let's put our resources together and I mean, you can bootleg you can bootleg or how do I say it? Not bootleg, but be a mom and pop store out of your apartment for a year or two, and you can come up with enough to go to the bank and get you a small loan. Hell, you can start a food truck. I mean, you talk about breaking the law, which I don't support nobody doing nothing illegal, but I mean, I don't see why you can't go to the city and get a permit to sell uh, candy and snacks out of your damn apartment. I mean, it might be violation of your uh, government voucher, but hell, he shouldn't be selling loose cigarettes because I'm almost certain that selling loose cigarettes is like a federal violation. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you're supposed to break a pack of cigarettes open and resell them. But this is just a story, man. I wanted to share with somebody. I mean, maybe some of y'all can capitalize on it, but when you talk about poverty, even in poverty, there are opportunities for somebody. And this cat here is, I mean, he's banking, man. $540,000 off of quarters and dimes from poor people. And he told me that 300 is just a minimum safety net. He said that's just what they expect. But he said, hell, man, they get way more than that. And I went outside and I kind of just gave that area a cursory glance. Man, you got thousands of people live over there in that one little area. They don't, and a lot of them don't even have cars. He said that's why they come there and they buy the eyelashes and the earrings and the t-shirt. They don't have cars. A lot of them use public transportation. And then on Fridays, they hitchhike or call Uber, call a cab, or the people who do have cars in that neighborhood, they probably all pile up in a car and go to a club and do it all over again. I just thought it was kind of crazy, man, but cool. It's cool. I kind of like studying the economy of small areas, man. Because I guess you can say that's kind of like a small little village within a bigger city where even though there's not a lot of employment and resources, man, these people came up with a way to pull uh, over $500,000 from just that right there alone. That boy told me when they ordering, he said those little items I just named you, that's kind of like the top of their list. They ordering so much of that stuff, and that mean they get it at a cheaper price. But he said that's what they make their money off of. I was like, wow. And I mean, he might be done went up. I don't know the guy personally. It's when I was stationed somewhere one time. Uh, that's how I ended up there. And I don't want to name the city because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm insulting them or talking about them. And I don't want to knock old boys hustle either. But man, that's something to think about. This has been fourth person point of view, baby. I'm out.